How to survive the Finnish winter. I've prepared you 10 tips in this video so you can survive the Finnish winter like a boss and also have fun in the process. Let's go check it right now. What up, Fantastics? Welcome to a new video. If you're here for the first time, welcome. My name is Aleksi and I make fantastic videos about Finnish culture, lifestyle and language. So make sure to subscribe to join our Fantastic Squad and get more videos in the future. And let's start with tip number 1, and that is the reactive versus proactive mindset towards winter. The winter will come every year and it will be dark and it will be cold, but we just have to accept and deal with it. But there's a few important things that we can have actually influence on, and that is our mindset towards winter. And the concept I want to teach you is the reactive and proactive mindset. And let me give you some concrete examples with this. Reactive mindset. I can't survive the winter. Proactive mindset. What actions should I take to make it true and even make it enjoyable for me during the winter? Reactive. It's gonna be too cold for me. Proactive. How should I prepare to make sure I will be warm enough during the winter? Reactive. The darkness is going to depress me. Proactive. What actions should I take to make sure the darkness won't consume me and make me depressed? So did you get the point? The idea of this reactive mindset is that you kind of victimize yourself. You're kind of victim, you can't do anything about it. But with the proactive mindset, you'll become more resourceful and try to find out the solutions, how you can have fun and make it true. So this is very important because these are all the things that we can affect on. We can, for example, figure out what kind of clothing, what kind of precautions we should take in order to have fun and make it through the Finnish winter. So make sure to keep that reactive, not reactive, proactive mindset to yourself. Number 2, enough layers and enough clothes. I will be making later a separate video which focuses on the clothes and layers, so make sure to subscribe. But let me give you just a basic lowdown how to prepare clothes-wise for Finnish winter. And let's go from up to down. First of all is getting a good beanie or a wool hat, because head is the part where the heat escapes the body the most. So make sure to get a thick, warm, what do you call it, beanie, which covers your ears as well, because this is very important and very crucial to protect your head during the winter. And the next one is scarf, like getting a proper scarf to protect your shit. Next one is the neck area and getting a scarf. So getting a proper scarf is very crucial to protect your neck, because that's an easy area to catch a cold if it's not protected. So make sure to get a proper scarf. And this next one is probably the most crucial one. Invest in a proper winter jacket, because that's gonna be the key when it comes down to protecting yourself against the cold weather. And usually the proper winter jackets are equipped with a hoodie. So get the one with the hoodie, and it's a little bit heavier because it has like a, isolating layer. Well, not sure what's the proper word here, but anyways, a proper warming layer inside the jacket, and it's usually around hip level, so it's a little bit longer, and that's also important because it will also protect your back. And the next one is your hands, so the gloves. So make sure to get a proper pair of gloves, and also mittens, also known as tumput. These wool mittens, also a good way for winter. And next one is your feet, for example your shoes. Get proper winter shoes, and this also depends on what kind of activities you're doing. If you just want to get a pair for like everyday life, just getting like a proper winter pair, like for example I have a pair of Merrell shoes for myself, those are really good. But if you're gonna do a little bit more winter activities, like maybe walk on the ice or kick sledding on these kind of things, it might be useful to get a proper like a winter boots to make sure it's gonna protect your feet in winter activities as well. And for your feet, getting a pair of regular socks plus wool socks, also known as villasukat, is very good way to protect your feet. And also when you're getting your winter boots or winter shoes, make sure it also fits two layers of shoes, so your regular socks and your wool socks, to make sure you'll be prepared for good stuff. And for example, if you're gonna spend just time in Helsinki, the winter temperatures won't really go super cold. Maybe -10, -15 is like the regular one. But if you go to Lapland, it can be twice as cold, up to -30. So you also want to make sure you'll get proper layers. But I will be talking more of this in the next video. Tip number 3 is getting a reflector, because winter is very dark here in Finland, and you want to make sure that you're visible even with the darker weathers. And did you know reflector is actually a Finnish invention? That's right. And you can get this from any local stores, supermarkets, even convenience stores, and just attach it to your to your jacket or to your backpacks, something like this. So if you're walking in the streets and if there's cars going, they can actually see you in the walkways, so you will protect yourself with the reflector. Very cheap investment. I think they cost like 50 cents or €1, very cheap, but it can save your life. So make sure to get one. Tip number 4 is watch your step with the slippery conditions, because this is probably the most annoying factors of Finnish winter, because it gets so slippery and so icy. Luckily the Finnish, the cities and municipalities are always deploying snow blowers or snow plowers and their sanding units to make it put some grit that it's a little bit safer out there. But you should still watch your step, because the next thing you know you're on your ass on the road because you just fell down. But there's another good way to protect yourself. You can actually get a pair of spikes that you can put your winter shoes, and you can get this from, for example, any supermarkets or XXL, which is like this huge sport clothes store, whatever you want to call it. But you can get a pair of these, and these will protect your feet and protect you from slipping even with colder and slippery conditions. Make sure to get one. Tip number 5 is conquering the darkness. This can be the most daunting and discouraging aspect of the Finnish winter, because it's so dark. Like in the darkest season we have as less as 1 to 2 hours of sunlight. Like that's basically nothing. So we have to combat this, but we have the weapons to do that. And there's 2 things I can give you right away. First of all is getting like vitamin D supplements. You can get to any local pharmacy and just ask for vitamin D. They will help you there, because people are always asking about this, because in the sun, from the sun we actually get the vitamin D, but because in the winter we have basically no sun, we have to get it somewhere else. So getting some vitamin D supplements can be also a good weapon. And another thing that you can do is getting this bright light lamp that kind of reflects the natural light. And you can also get this from any Clas Ohlson or verkkokauppa.com and get one to your place, and because it's gonna be helping you in the darkness. I have never personally used one myself, and we never had one at home when I was still living at my parents' place, but this is something that you can definitely try. So make sure to consider getting one of bright light lamps. Do it now. Tip number 6, spend time with your friends and do some activities, because it's very important to keep yourself engaged by doing some stuff, hanging out with your friends in the dark season. Because the trap here is that if you just come to your place after work and you just spend time indoors, that's where people can really get depressed, because they're just spending time by themselves at their place and doing nothing, or just spending time on social media doing this kind of things. But instead, get out there. Enjoy, meet people, meet your friends, do some stuff, keep yourself engaged by doing some activities, or maybe getting a new hobby, for example, like dance classes, because that's like you have to do new kind of stuff. So that's very important to do. And also remember that there are some pretty awesome activities that you can only do during the winter, like ice skating or cross-country skiing or ice swimming with the sauna. So make sure to consider these to make most out of the Finnish winter. Tip number 7 is protecting your skin from the drought, because in the winter when the temperature drops, your skin can get a little bit dry, but make sure to moisturize it. Again, if you go to local aptek or pharmacy, you can ask for some moisturizer. They know what to do, because they're always getting these kind of things. So you can just go to the pharmacy, ask there what kind of moisturizer you should get. This also depends on your skin type, so it can be a little bit, you have to probably try a few things. We also got a good pro tip from, I hope I'm pronouncing your name, Mojca Jan, who said that during very cold weathers, don't use water-based moisturizers, because it's just gonna make things worse, because if it's just gonna freeze and it's gonna damage your skin cells. But get like oil-based stuff that can be good stuff for colder temperatures. Tip number 8 is that keep in mind that nothing gets cancelled here in the winter if it's really cold. Like in some countries, like I think in America, if things get like really cold, they just shut down the schools and no lessons today. But in Finland, everything keeps running as normal when it gets super cold, because Finland is a country where we have learned how to operate in harsher and colder conditions. So make sure to keep that in mind. If it gets really cold, you can't just skip your work, you cannot skip your school. You just have to get your ass to the work or school and do stuff as usual. Because like we said in the army, there is no bad weather, there's only bad clothing and bad preparation. Wise words, aren't they? Next tip is the walking on the ice. Like this is pretty cool stuff, because we have the everyman's rights in Finland, so everyone can walk freely in the forest and even on the lakes and even on the sea when it's frozen, because in the winter the layer of ice gets really thick and it makes it possible to walk on ice, and that's pretty cool, and that's something I definitely recommend you guys to try. But make sure you don't go too early or too late during the winter season, because unfortunately every year we have some casualties because people will just fall through the ice and they just drown. Make sure you don't affect on those statistics. If you are not sure if it's still safe to go, just go to online and just Google it. I think you should be able to find it, or go to some local Facebook groups and ask there. But most importantly, just make sure somehow that it's safe enough to walk. Tip number 10 is warming up your car. Like if you're a driver here in Finland, you want to make sure that your car operates like a boss also during the winter season, because you have to take a few precautions in order to do that. Because you just cannot start your car cold, especially if it's been like minus 20 degrees outside and you try to start your car. It's just not gonna happen. And even if you manage to start, it's not gonna be really healthy for the engine to start cold. So you have to make sure to block the warmer, the warmer, what do you call it? Lämmitin. En mä tiedä mikä se on. You just have to make sure you pre-warm your car like 1 hour or maybe 2 hours before you start, because you don't wanna miss your appointments or work or whatever because you can't get your car started. And obviously you wanna make sure your winter tires are equipped to your car, because actually that's something that the law requires, that you change your winter tires to your car. There's like a certain time window. I don't remember the months right now. But anyways, the point is that winter cars need to be equipped to your car during the winter season, because it's much safer and you don't have to worry that much in the traffic as well. Excellent guys, and if you want to understand Finnish culture better, Finnish language is the key. I made you a free introduction course to spoken Finnish. I can send it to your email. You can find the link in the description. Make sure to get that one as well. And subscribe for more fantastic videos in the future. I'll see you next time. So moro.